Hello Gemini, and welcome to your in-depth monthly horoscope for February for the Sun or the Ascendant. Thank you so much for joining me. As ever, I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect. Mars, of course, was tracking backwards in your sign through to the 12th of January. But as we come into this new month, it's going forwards and forges a brilliant angle to the Sun. If there's something that you're really enthusiastic about, you can really put your foot to the proverbial floor and really thrust forwards in a very self-confident and assured way. But your ruler Mercury is going to be combining with Pluto through the 8th to the 12th, and that could see an intense discussion around a financial matter. Also, Mercury then moves on the 11th into the part of your situation to do with expansion, travel, and then the Sun is aligning with Saturn in week 3. There could be some important meetings, perhaps to do with a contractual matter. If you are hoping to apply for a course of higher education, this can be a key time. But on the 20th, Venus moves into your sector of friendship and forges an absolutely incredible link with Jupiter as the month comes to a close. And one association or one friend, or perhaps a person in your friendship group already, could prove to be very lucky for you, or could there even be a spark of attraction? Now, if you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. I have 29 million views on YouTube, but if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me. However, if you've yet to order your year 2023 personal forecast, so you can rise above this zodiac broadcast, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date, and place of birth, I can give you your forecast for the next year, and also your life roadmap in my special package of 30% off, which helps you to understand some of the deeper patterns that have come up for you, good and bad, and help you to become more intimate with how to deal with these and how to gain traction from working with your strengths more closely. Also, in my special package, you can get your zodiac forecast for the year, your Chinese and Indian forecast too. Please see the link beneath this video. So Gemini, your February forecast begins with Mars in your sign through till the 25th of March, forging a really important angle to the Sun. When we have a trine 120 degrees, it's really enabling. It has real opportunities. The Sun's in the part of your situation to do with where you can widen your influence, gain knowledge, or perhaps travel. Now, it is true that the Sun is going to meet up with Saturn in week 3, and that could provide some challenges, but this initial platform to work your way into the month is really rich with possibilities, because in life, when we really believe in ourselves and just go for it, we don't analyse things too much more likely we will get the results we really want. And I think you can be in that kind of dynamic form as this month begins. But on the 5th, we do have the full moon. And this full moon occurs in the part of your situation which is very much to do with how you think and communicate your everyday ideas. So very much in keeping with the characteristics of Gemini, but the Sun's in the part of your situation to do with the bigger picture. But Uranus in your 12th house is interjecting both of them, and in the following 2 weeks there could be something that comes out into the open that you're not expecting. Perhaps you're going to fess up about something, or someone will share an opinion that you find a little bit unsettling. What we can do with this particular influence is be sure that whatever words or ideas we are expressing do stay in touch with how we really feel, which is the energy of the moon. But then on the 11th, Mercury, your ruler, moves into your sister air sign of Aquarius. And this is very much a transition that can be positive for you. It can give you a real thirst for making those more expansive moves. Because the Sun is aligning with Saturn, and that coincides with Valentine's Day, I think if you do end up going out on a date with someone new, if they have a similar kind of philosophy to you, you'll probably get on like a house on fire. But if you are travelling somewhere for your big date, just be aware that could be a little bit of a snag, especially if you're going overseas, and important to make sure that you're fully aware of the traffic and travel information, and perhaps anything to do with the weather as well. But on the 18th, the Sun makes its way into the sign of Pisces. And also at the same point, the Moon's aligning with Pluto. So this could be a very powerful day. Perhaps you're going to have a reaction to something around your worldly interaction that could surprise you. Perhaps you'll feel quite raw about something. But the transition of the Sun through your 10th solar house is asking you to think very carefully about your ambitions. On the 20th, however, Venus moves into the sign of Aries, technically in detriment, of course, but this is an area for you where you can start to sparkle in terms of your social situation. Very often at the start of the year in the northern hemisphere, there is a sense of hunkering down, but I feel that this is going to push you out and connect with others. The new moon on the 20th, however, is pretty close to Saturn, just coming to the end of its journey in the sign of Aquarius. So when it comes to those professional hopes and goals and ambitions, you will need to make sure that you've thought things through very carefully before you make any big moves in the following 4 weeks. But as the month draws to a close, Venus forges a sensational semi-sextile to the Sun, and then a conjunction with Jupiter in the last 2 days. And that's when you could gain that real slice of good fortune or have some kind of serendipity linked to a group. So if you are in some kind of a team or group flutter, you have some kind of small stake you put on, there could be a little bit of good news to come. Or will it be in a more romantic dimension that you meet someone through a meet up or perhaps a collective gathering, and there could really be an arc of romance that comes from this. So as your month comes to a close, even though your professional situation will be much to the fore, there are social and romantic possibilities too. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Gemini. Thank you so much for joining me, and bye for now.